Oh, come on! No, Jeremy, for the last time, but I need to start my call today! No, Jeremy, Christ! Hey guys, sorry I had to deal with Jeremy today, and apparently we'll be reviewing?
Hey, wanna join my calls?
No, not Jeremy! Cut it out!
Welcome to the Nerdocalypse.
Sup guys, Apocalypse here. Today joining me is Protocol Zen, who finally decided to show his ugly mug. Yeah. Spoiler alert warning, because we'll be reviewing Attack on Titan. If you haven't seen the full series or you haven't gotten far enough,
we won't cover the entire series.
Now.
We won't cover the entire series,
Well, a lot of it.
We'll cover a good bit. And if you're squeamish,
Or you get to press easy.
click away.
Yeah, click away.
Click away. Click away now. But if you think you can handle it, you have been warned. Warning: we are not responsible for any psychological damage that this video may, give you.
Ever. Okay, so we'll start with the intro, which is our main character. His name is Eren Yeager. He wants to be a scout, which is
the top tier in the Titan attacking forces.
Titans are humanoid creatures who lack genitalia or digestive tract, so they just consume humans rampantly until their stomach is as full as they can get, and they regurgitate full bodies, crush people, bits of chunks of flesh, whatever they've, shoved inside themselves.
And fun fact, even though all the Titans are genitalless, or they lack genitalia, lack of a better word,
a majority
the Titans that we see,
male.
They're considered male. And the reason why they're considered male is because their body stature, their hair, and their facial structure all turn towards male. And there is a Titan in there that is called the female Titan because her body structure and her facial structure and her stature and the way she carries herself are all geared towards a female. Before anybody starts throwing sexist comments, comment section.
Yeah. But yeah, he wants to join Scouts and fight the Titans. His mom gets eaten by a Titan. So.
And it gets really bad because the scene is very, very, very depressing. And thankfully, we have the clip here for you today, so here you go. Now that you've seen just how depressing that it can get,
that's not even as bad as it can get. Though.
That's not even as bad as it can get. That's just the lead in to it. Like I said, this anime is very, very bad. Yeah. It's good, but it's bad.
Well, okay, I'll give you two more examples of dark stuff that happens in this anime, so you can decide for yourself if it's even something you'd want to watch. This woman watches her mom get eaten slowly, screaming bloody murder, blood gushing out of the Titan's mouth as it chomps down on her body, and she can't move, she's paralyzed by fear, and she watches her mom get torn apart, eaten slowly by a Titan, and then it's her turn. Another scene that's kind of graphic that I thought was a little over the top was this girl gets, catched by 4 Titans, they each grab a limb, and she's screaming for her dad to help her. He's frozen, but he finally starts to move, and as soon as he moves, they tear her into 4 pieces and eat her.
And then it was his turn.
Yeah. So this is the kind of anime we're dealing with.
But what I really like about the fact that it does that is that not very many TV shows, animes, anything will cross that line that this anime has crossed. I mean, a lot of people would say it's like a spit in the eye of society. I digress because albeit it is very bad, and at some points it does kind of spit in your eye, but it crosses lines nothing else will cross, and it's still doing that even with the way society has turned today. Which is why I think it's really, really cool.
Right, this is an action horror anime, so naturally action scenes are the main thing, and they are really good. They're really well done.
The art style, especially in the action scenes, is
very
very
pretty.
good.
Yes,
very, very pretty.
and
That's one thing
detailed.
that this anime does well, barring DBZ.
Yeah, they have some really good details. The action scenes are fluid. Typically, it's never like one or two actions. Everything kind of flows together.
Yeah, that's one thing they do very well. Story structure is something that I believe they pride themselves on because everything flows together fairly well.
Yes, both in story and in the action scenes. Another thing they do really well is the humor. They because it is such a dark anime and such a heavy subject for most people, they try to throw in humor here and there to keep everything a little lighter, so you don't get too bogged down and have to stop watching because you couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah. But before we get into that, let's cover action.
Okay, so action in this anime, as I said, is fluid. Everything leads into
leads into itself.
Yeah, no motion is by it's like, okay, if you move your hand, that's it. It's done. This anime is not like that. It's like water. It's this motion goes into this motion and etc. It's really cool.
Like that.
Yeah, my favorite character, Levi.
Lieutenant Levi.
Lieutenant Levi, yes.
Of the Scout Regiment.
Yes, he is a hardcore badass.
But originally, he wasn't. I mean, he was still a badass, but he wasn't as hardcore as he is. Because originally, he wasn't really happy-go-lucky, but he was happy, I would like to say. And he could tell a joke here and there, and things were funny. He would actually laugh until his squad got murdered in front of him.
Yes.
And this is what's going to lead into our first action clip.
We have three of them.
We have three of them, and it's three of the best characters in the anime. Well, there's four, but sadly we don't have a clip for Armin because of...
Well, he's mostly a thinker.
Yeah, that's why we don't have a clip for him, because it's not really anything that we need to cover in a review. But, he's a character, he's cool. We'll cover him in a minute. But here is Lieutenant Levi's clip whenever his team gets killed in front of him, and you see just how badass and all the action that is brought into this anime. Now that you've seen that,
and like I said, you watch this, and like I said, everything is so fluid. Every motion just right back into itself. It's perfect. And I do think they overuse the blood a bit. It's one of the downsides of this anime.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I think that can help in some scenes, but it also hinders other scenes, which is a little bit of a problem.
We'll cover that eventually whenever we get to the cons. Slow down.
I was just gonna cover everything all at once. Fluid. Like
fluidity. Oh my god. Alright, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are some scenes in the anime where somebody gets nicked. Like, it's like a paper cut.
Blood gushes for no reason.
Yeah, it's like if you've watched anime before and you see those scenes where they see like a hot girl or they see a naked lady and just
gush. Yeah, just gushing blood.
But that'll come from like a paper cut or getting pricked by a thumbtack.
Yeah. And it's, like I said,
which is why it hinders in some scenes because it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, and then other scenes, like with Levi's fight, it actually helps you to get a more, good sense of what's going on.
And now we have another clip for Mikasa. Her name is Mikasa Ackerman, and she is a badass. She is what I believe Levi could have been if he didn't become all dead inside, because after his team died, he went from like, yeah, guys, let's get it done, to get the fuck out of my way.
Yeah.
And Mikasa is what he would have been if he had not been
so dead. Alright, roll clip!
その時から私は自分を完璧に支配できた。何でもできると思った。戦え。戦え。戦え。
ミカサ・アッカーはあらゆる科目を完全にこなす。歴代でも類のない逸材との評価は妥当。
And now that you see Mikasa, that the guy that was giving her props is a commander, and he is like he's a very good commander.
He is a great commander.
And he was giving her props, saying that her intellect is unmatched, which is wrong.
Okay, Armin can take her mentally, but no one else.
No one else can take her
Her and
mentally.
Levi are on the same level, so that's not the same thing.
And her battle prowess is exemplary. Like, that was one Titan, and this wasn't even shortly after she graduated, but she took it out with ease. And most people that have been graduated for years have a problem with one Titan. And she just took it out. And the gear that you have seen in both clips is called ODM gear, or Omnidirectional Mobility gear. And that's what they use to get up to the height of the Titans, as you saw. It has 2 anchors that come out from either side. The big silver things on her side are
O2
containers
canisters.
for blades. No, the containers for the blades,
yeah,
the
containers
big
for blades.
silver things.
They're attached to the O2 canister.
Yeah, and the O2 canister sits above the tank, or the container for the blades, and that's what they use to push themselves forward with such high velocity, so that way they can dodge the Titans and get to where they need to quickly. And the blades, they have triggers on them, which trigger the O2 tanks to release, making them fly forward. The blades also have a separate trigger on them to shoot the hooks. And the blades fall apart, like they can break, which is one thing that I really don't like, because, and I understand they have to be so, I understand why they're so shitty. And the reason is because they're slapped together quickly so that way they can fight the Titans, get things done, which would lead to design flaws. And that's understandable. That is entirely understandable. But what I don't like is how much it's used. How the gear looks so amazing. It is used so amazing by so many people. I say so many people, it's more like 6-7 people. And their gear rarely ever falls apart. And then you cut to this one guy, and his swords fall out of his container. The swords that are already hooked onto the blade's hilts fall out. The canisters will shoot off on their own. Their ropes will swing completely out. The ropes will snap. And there have been Titans seen trying to pull apart the ropes, and their tensile strength is so strong that the Titans can't pull it apart. Why the fuck did it snap whenever this guy was trying to run up a building? That's just another problem that I have with it, because I understand why the gear is shitty, but it's overused for so many people. If you're going to use it like that, then use it for even the badass characters like Levi, because his gear almost never breaks. Aaron's gear breaks all the time, but that's because he's a shifter. And we'll cover shifters after Aaron's video, because we do have a clip of him. And it's just, why is the gear so shitty for other people, but for these select few, it's so good?
But I think that does bring us, since you mentioned him already, that does bring us to our third character, Aaron. I can say he's the main character of the anime.
He's a Titan shifter, and what a Titan shifter is it's somebody that can turn into a Titan. And what happens is they feel so much damage or so much rage, pain, what have you, and their bodies will shift and they will turn, like we said, into Titans. Hence the name Titan Shifter.
Here is Aaron's, in my opinion, the best transformation he's had throughout the whole anime. And,
have to abandon our humanity. Yeah, I know. That's why my comrades died. Because I couldn't let go.
like to point out that before this shift, his eyes were green, but they weren't solid or glowing. So,
Yeah.
this was awesome to me.
Yeah, that was shortly before he caught fire.
Yes, he does catch
Now-
fire later.
This is a good example of the female to male Titan. Because the blonde Titan he was chasing after had breasts.
More or less.
More or less, just nippless. I know one thing about not having nipples.
Okay, look.
But, Little Karibo's cool. Anyway, she had breasts. Her body was slenderer. More slender. More skinny. She was skinnier. Shut up. Words hard! You understand me?
I understand you.
But,
I'm sure anyone else will.
shut up. English is a hard language. But that's why she's a female Titan, and that's why Erin's considered a male Titan. She's the only female Titan recorded. Interestingly enough.
In recorded, yes. In recorded
Recorded.
history.
And she's also a shifter.
Yeah.
But whenever you shift, you are brought back to your primal state, fuck out of my way or you die.
Yeah, pretty much.
Unless you have a certain mental acuity, then you can control what's going on, certain will, certain mental acuity, which leads to, in the beginning, whenever Eren first shifted, he almost killed Mikasa. But they like each other, which is why that leads to so much interesting stuff, because Eren is a Titan shifter, you're supposed to kill Titans. He tried to kill her.
Yeah, but then again, they all get over themselves when Eren says he's still on their side.
Yeah. Whenever he finally figures out how to control it.
Yeah.
And now we will come to the blonde genius.
Armin.
He is exactly that. He's a blonde genius.
Almost all his plans go off flawlessly. He's a great leader. He's a great tactician. He's not a great fighter, but that's okay because we have Mikasa, Eren, Levi, Weiner, Hannes. All the other characters are... That's all they know how to do is fight. But we don't have too many strategists or people who can show... they have a higher level of intellect. And that's what Armin's for, is he's that missing piece. He's the... they're great at fighting, but what happens when, there's hundreds of Titans, you can't just rush into that.
Yeah.
And he's the one
That's
with the
where
plan.
Armin comes in.
Yes.
Because Mikasa, don't get me wrong, is a great tactician. And so is Levi. Eren, not so much.
No, Eren
But-
doesn't know shit.
But whenever you run into, not having a plan anymore, you don't know what to do, who are you supposed to call if nobody has a plan? They call Eren. Or, not Eren, they call Armin. And
Well, they can call Eren, he can turn into a Titan and start wrecking shop. But
and then die halfway through.
it only goes so far.
That's why they call Armin, and he comes up with a plan that goes off almost without a hitch, but there are times where his plans go awry, and...
Or awry, during a
Awry,
speak.
whatever, shut up.
But that's due to the fact that it's
I have
still...
a speaking impediment.
It's still more or less a normal kind of life-type anime, so...
Yeah,
still
which is
thinking of
why some plans don't go according to
Yeah.
plan. Like recording,
Exactly.
we have this is what the 5th take.
The thickest. Evidence.
Anyway, now we'll cover
Comedy.
because with an anime like this,
It's too dark for
Yeah.
no comedy.
so they sprinkle in comedy here and there, and we actually have some very, very, very funny clips. And our favorite clip is actually Lieutenant Levi in this because he's so dead inside, yet he makes this comment, which is something that I really, really like about it. And because of how bad shit is in their world, sometimes they'll forget that people are making jokes.
Yeah.
Like they said, if you can't get the nape, stab it in the ass. It's the second weak point.
Which was obviously a joke.
And the two people that were there
Took it
going around with
seriously.
the guy. Yeah, they said,
They
did we
literally-
miss
they-
a class? Did we miss
yeah.
training? What's
They
going
legitimately tried this. It did not end well for them.
on?
But
died.
yes, they died. It was horrible. But still,
It was funny to see it happen.
yeah, it was.
Anyway, now that that's out of the way, here are the clips.
Sasha, pass some gas, Commandant.
Why am I not surprised? For the love of God, learn some self-control. Take a look at these big-ass trees.
Now that you've seen those, they're all really funny, especially Lieutenant Levi. Look at him, big ass trees.
Yeah, because he's so serious. He's so serious.
He says it with a straight face. Hang on, let me. Look at those big ass trees.
See, because to him, it's a normal comic. To anyone else, it's hilarious.
Yeah, well,
He doesn't understand that this
I'm going to try not to bring another anime into a review of an anime.
Smart. Very smart.
But the comedy is what makes this anime sort of worthwhile to me, because action and dark shit it'll get stagnant really quickly. You can write yourself into a corner with it. With this comedy, there's more things to talk about, more things to develop your character off of, like Sasha passing gas.
Yes.
Now she holds it, unless she's fighting a Titan.
No, there was even a fight where she makes the comment, because they had just got done fighting a Titan, so she makes the comment that she needs to leave, and Eren asks her why she's leaving, and she just says it's a private matter. And so she leaves the group, goes behind a tree, and just lets it all out. I can't believe they showed that. Lets it all out, and then goes back to the group.
Yeah, and she's like, alright, guys. Yeah, that's one thing that I really enjoy about this anime, because they cross so many lines that people just shouldn't cross, but they don't care. And then they bring in this comedy aspect, the action, the horror, the depressingness, and they bring it all in just one gem of a show. And that's what makes this anime so worthwhile.
I'd give it 9 out of 10.
I give it a 9.5 out of 10.
Alright, thanks guys, you've been great.
The reason why I give it a 9.5 out of 10, fuck your outro. Fuck your outro. I'm gonna give the reason why I give it a 9.5 out of 10 because it's such an unorthodox number to give something whenever you just gave a straight 9. I give it a 9.5 out of 10 because really I can only find 3 cons. Albeit they are very big cons.
Good New York,
but it has so many pros to it that keeps me coming back.
Good in New York, there's lots of cons there. Yeah. I went there. Alright.
Alright, well, thank you guys. I've been Protocol Zen.
I've been Apocalypse. See you next time.